What's up, guys? This is Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming coming at you with my top 10 picks for how to improve as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Now, I've been playing this game since the game came out, and I only started playing competitively in 2015. I didn't use any of these ideas or any of these picks before then. So, let's get right into it. So, for number 10, never scoop during testing. It's really beneficial for you to learn your opponent's combos, even if they open up the most broken hand and you bricked. It's good just for testing, just so you can practice and learn, and see where they might misplay, see what cards you need to counter. It's just more beneficial for you not to scoop, as well as possibly in regionals. I understand sometimes you feel like you've got to scoop. I mean, I myself have scooped games that my opponent opened going first, and he opened a field that had 3 to 4 negates, and I opened a really bad hand that couldn't play through 3 or 4 negates. So I scooped game 1 so that they wouldn't know what to side against me, and ended up giving me the win on that match. So in the end, I'd say it's more beneficial not to scoop. Once you scoop, it's an automatic loss. You lost that round. And then you have to fight harder to get the rest of the win. So if you have a chance to continue playing, I'd say continue. Now let's go to my number 9 slot. It's know your rulings. There was a while back that Masterpiece was kind of misunderstood, and people would attribute trap monsters and spells, thinking that Masterpiece would be unaffected by monster, spell, and trap because the trap was an affect monster. Ends up with the card's regular rules was that the card was only treated as immune to traps and spell cards. So you attributed a trap card and a spell card for it. A lot of people didn't know that, and they were going on with the 3 negate, that it was unaffected by 3 cards. And one guy at local said it worked that way. I've tried it on Dueling Nexus and everything. That's how it works. No, it doesn't. So just knowing your rulings is very important when you're trying to become a better player. And it also helps with, say you have an opponent who's playing a card that has a hard once per turn effect, and they try to use it twice, using the one effect once and then trying to use the second effect. Like I've had people try and use Foxy's effect, just normal summon at the one of the 3 cards that I looked at, and then special it from the graveyard that turn. It doesn't work, and people have tried it, and a lot of people seem to not know about it. It's a hard once per turn. But yeah, just gotta pay attention to that. And there's a difference between negating an effect and negating an activation. Knowing those different types is very beneficial for you in the long run. So we'll go to our number 8. It's swapping decks with your opponent during testing. It's really beneficial because you get to see their point of view on everything, and how it's especially good if they are a very good player. Like I've got a few players at my locals that are better than me, and I like to swap decks with them every once in a while so I can see their point of view and how they play through certain boards. It's very beneficial in my opinion. I definitely recommend it. We'll go to number 7, goals. What are your goals in playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Like my goals for right now are to win a regionals and top a YCS. I didn't have goals when I started. When I started between 2002 up to 2015, I had no goals. It was just I played, I thought I was a good player, I just thought that, yep, I'm better than the guys at locals, so there we go, I'm a great player. No, it's not like that. Getting higher goals helps you improve as well. And finding friends that also have similar goals, it really helps boosts your plays. It just helps you improve as a player. That's about all I can say about that, is finding your goals. Like, if your goals are that you want to, like me, win a regionals or top a YCS, that's a pretty standard, you know, for someone not super, like, not like a pro player. But yeah, that will definitely help you. Number 6, net decking. I know a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people say, just net decking is bad. You're a bad player if you net deck. Well, net decking helps you get ideas for decks. And then if you build a deck, you can play test with it and find cards that you don't like in it, and then take those cards out and add in different cards you want to try and do more testing with it. It's very helpful. I'd say, ever since I started playing ever since I started playing competitively, that's what I've done, and it's helped me boost my plays a lot and just do better at events, I'd say. It's helped me do a lot better. Also, investing in those cards, I know they can be pricey. Danger Thunder Dragons, all the danger cards are expensive. Thanos, a Phantasme, he's expensive. And that deck runs all of them. So you got to make sure that you're comfortable spending out that kind of cash for it. As well as, just building the deck. I'd suggest building on Yugioh Pro or Dueling Book first. They will help you realize if the deck's really that good, if you want to play test that deck, and if it's good enough for you to build that deck, then go out, spend the money, get the cards, and play it for yourself. I've done that a bunch of times, and I've also done the opposite, where I just bought the cards and decided, okay, play tested it, and I didn't like it in the deck. So I'd say that's definitely one of the things you should do. We'll go to number 5 now with analyzing the meta. That is really important to know what's in the meta, because you'll know what you have to play against. Knowing whether or not the meta is like almost 75% Sky Strikers, 30%. It really helps you know what decks are doing well, so you know what to play and what cards to side deck and everything. It really helps you figure everything out, knowing the meta. Well, number 4, practice your combos. Not just through like playtesting with other people. Just playtest by yourself. Use test hands. Do it your first turn play, and then just assume that your opponent's not able to break your board. Just pretend that they are able to do things, and then do your second turn board and third, and so on. I find it helps out a lot for you to learn your combos this way, and I know it's more beneficial to actually have player-on-player things, like in Dueling Book and in real-life stuff, but it's really useful, in my opinion. It'll help you improve a lot, I think you'll notice after you try it. And then, number 3, listen to advice from other players, and like better players than you. I know you might think that you're either a good player, a great player, or a bad player. Don't consider that. Just think of somebody at locals that has more experience, regional-wise than you, someone who's done better at regionals, YCSs, nationals, stuff like that. Take their advice. They will always like to help you. They will always try and help you improve as a player. Like myself. For example, when I was playtesting for my first regionals, I was asking my friend Bowie a bunch of advice about the deck I was playing, because I was playing True Draco, and I just wanted to know, should I play an extra deck, should I not play an extra deck? I decided to end up playing an extra deck and testing out certain cards that I thought would be better in the main deck, and ended up winning me quite a few matches because of that one card. So, the game, I'd say, was good. Just asking people for their input. Bowie's helped me about, Bo Tang has helped me out a lot. other people from locals, Mario and Ganon, they have helped me out a lot throughout the years. And yeah, they'll always help you. Even if they're like top-notch players, they won't be, most of them anyways, are not like rude or anything, belittle you because they are better. They will give you advice and help you try and improve your games. At YCS Niagara Falls, when I made day 2, Botang, after our match, he came up to me and he was asking me why I made this play, I should have done this play instead, and then that could have forced a draw and I would have done better. And then, or do another play and that would have given me the win. I'd say players like that, you definitely want their advice. They are very knowledgeable and they will help you. My number 2 slot, attend bigger tournaments. Like I said, I started back in 2002. I never went to a regionals. I never went to a YCS or a Shonen Jump Championship back then. Nationals, anything like that. I just went to my locals, played fun decks, and did well. And then I decided in 2015 I wanted to go to regionals. So I went to my first regionals, and I enjoyed it so much, I started improving vastly as a player. And I find that if you're playing at regionals or YCS and stuff like that, more competitive tournaments, you'll start to do much better. Yeah, it just helps you gain a lot of experience that way. And I know myself, when I went to my first regionals, I was playing Satella Knights, and I thought I was doing decent. I mean, I won one game, I lost a game, I won 2 more games, and then I lost a game, and then I won a game. I thought I was doing really well, and then I seen on the sheet how far off I was from topping or even getting an invite, and I realized that I needed to improve as a player. So I started playtesting more and more and more and doing more stuff that's on this list. So I just think going to big events will keep getting you better. That's one thing I have found, is that you will constantly keep improving. So that is one of my big time advice. I definitely say to do that. And now I guess we'll go down to my number 1 spot. There are a few categories in this one spot, so it might take a little bit, but playtesting. I find playtesting in person to be the most beneficial, because I went to an event that I was playing in. I hadn't gotten any in real life person testing, and I didn't do very well. I ended up getting 1 game loss for forgetting to hand my opponent my deck to shuffle, and I drew a card off of Engage before I let him cut. That got me a game loss, and that's one reason why I think you need in real life testing. It's so beneficial for you, plus you can learn so much more. You can see the combos in real life. And also, if you're playing on something else, like dueling book and everything, you can forget to do things, just like in real life. Where if you're playing in something like Yugioh Pro, you can't forget that. It'll automatically give you the options. So I'd say doing in real life, it'll help you a lot. For example, I was playtesting before my regionals. I playtested for about 4 or 5 hours with my friend Bowie, who was playing a similar deck, and he helped me learn the combos of my deck better. He helped me learn chain lengths, how to make it so people would miss timing against me, and I ended up doing very well, and I got my invite. So thanks again, Bowie, if you see this. We'll go to the second part, which is playtesting mostly meta. It is very beneficial for you to play meta. You'll learn the top decks, you'll learn what they do, how they do it, and just roughly how good they are. And see what points, how to break them, how to make them, and learn what cards you can do to kind of stop them from making that board. It's a lot more beneficial. So I mean, if you're not testing against Danger Thunder Dragons and you go to a regionals and you have an Ash Blossom sitting in hand and they activate Batteryman Solar. If you don't know to Ash that or Ash the Sekka's Light or whatever, then you could just straight up lose just because you allowed that one thing to go through. And it could be a really big loss for you, or setting off Batteryman Solar is usually the first play that the Danger Thunder Dragon player will make, because they'll right away gain advantage. Be able to go into the Guard Dragon package. And that's just something you gotta learn through playtesting. And in meta, I haven't gotten to test against a whole lot of Danger Orcusts, but that's one thing I'll say YouTube is good for, is you can learn from watching other people's plays, how they get around the deck. You can see their hands in most videos, and it'll help you playtest, it'll help you learn. So, learn the meta, it is very crucial. The next part is playtesting against higher skilled players is always more beneficial than if you were playing against lower players. I got quite a few good players at my locals, and we've got a few bad players. Mostly one bad player, but mostly it's not really fully meta competitive, but then there's like the 4, 5, 6 guys that are highly competitive, and most of them are pretty well skilled. There's a couple that are like far above where I would rank myself, and yeah, they usually do great at regionals, always get their invites, always go to nationals every year. And yeah, I'd say getting advice from them and playing against them, you'll learn so much more than you would playing against someone else. We'll go, the next part is practicing with time rules, because no matter what, if you're winning or losing in time, it sucks. Because Sky Strikers, they can win in time easy, because just go summon Hayate, swing for 15 if they're going second, or time is called during their main phase, they go into Kaina, activate a Sky Striker card, and gain 100 life points and win. It's never fun, it's never good, and it's not healthy. But that's the game we're playing. So practice with it. I believe the time right now is like 40-minute time rules. So 40 to 45-minute time rules. It will be very beneficial for you to learn. It also helps you learn how to play faster and at a better pace. That's one thing I'm working on myself, is trying to speed up my pace so that I won't go into time at all. And so far, I'd say it's working pretty well. I can do most of my combos now and decent timing. But some players will try and milk it out in slow play. So you gotta practice against that as well. And it's just not very good. And now the final part, practice siding. This part you can get advice from people at locals, top players that know what they're doing better than you do, people that know the meta better than you do, and players that have had far more experience. You can ask them for advice and they will help you. But all in all, I'd say just practicing siding even by yourself. If you're doing test hands and you kind of want to figure out what cards would do better against certain matchups, just ask people, practice when you're at home, practice siding. It's beneficial. Practice during playtesting even. It'll help you a lot, and you'll learn how to side against certain matchups, which in all cases it is beneficial. Well, anyways, that's it for the video. If you liked it, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming, signing off. Peace.